What's going on, folks? Going live again. This is basically a redo of. Hold on, let me see something. Hold on. What's going on, folks? This is basically a redo of an earlier video. I have to redo this video because I like to present a good, like a good quality video, right? So, you know what I'm saying? I have to redo it. It has to be done again. This video is my review of the Halo series and me agreeing with the removing of his helmet, right? Why I say I agree with them removing Master Chief's helmet, them seeing him outside, and them showing us him outside of his armor. Well, one, when you have a Halo series, right? That Halo series is trying to show you things that was never seen before in the books or the games, because in the games and the books, they only especially the books, it only describes to us what happened. In the game, it gives us a summary of what happens, or bits and pieces of what happens. In the series, we get to see what life is like, not only for the Spartans, but for the UNSC outside of their home, right? So that's what I agree with with them taking off the Spartan armor. It's taking off the helmet from Master Chief. Give me 1 second. Gotta check on something. Bright sunny day. Stuff. Give me a bit. Right. Well, it's a beautiful day out here in New York. I think we're gonna move along into it being spring, so that's good. Give me 1 moment. Gotta check on some things. Then I'm gonna get back into the video. Give me 1 moment.
Whatever will I do? You don't want to.
All right, cool. We good. We good in the business. We real good in business. Good in business. Gotta check on something. All right. So. I don't know if I should sit in my my little garden over here or on the porch. I'm sitting on the porch. All right, back in the game. Woo. I can't wait for winter. I can't wait for winter in New York to be over. Okay, I look better right there. Look Grizzly Adams, but I look good, right? So as I was saying, we get to see Master Chief outside the armor, because if you have a Halo series, and that Halo series is trying to show you events that happen in the book and in the games, you get to see a bit more of those things. Like the books is describing it to you. Even with the audiobooks, it's somebody telling it to you. You don't see something visual. In the games, you kind of see the summary of what happened, right? Or you get bits and pieces. In the series, it kind of bridges it together or molds it together, right? So, why I agree with them taking off Master Chief's, not only his helmet, mind you, they didn't even just remove his helmet. They removed his armor too. Same thing with the other Spartans, because in the games or in the books, the Covenant gave the Spartans called the Spartans demons. Why did the Covenant call the Spartans demons? Because the Spartan had no emotion, and when you thought you killed one, that same Spartan will come back again the next day. So the Covenant called them demons for that, right? Um, in the games and the books, all you just heard from Master Chief was John 117. So it was just a first name and a number. But in the Halo series, you get to see a human being. And this is what, and I think the message behind the whole series was masculinity and manhood and humanity, right? Here's what I mean. And forgive me, I have ADHD, right? So I have to write down my notes and my thoughts, and then so I can keep track of what I said and then go in on what I said, right? In society, masculinity, because of the tasks as men, we numb ourselves and put our armor to protect our egos, weaknesses, insecurities, and vulnerabilities, right? Look at men being stoic and compare that to the Spartans with their armor. The Spartans with their armor is their stoicism. That's the armor that the Spartans wear, or the Mjolnir armor that the Spartans wear, is it protects them from what? It protects their skin, it protects their emotions, it protects their vulnerabilities, it protects their insecurities, it protects the Spartan from external damage. So compare the Spartan armor to men being stoic. Men being stoic is to protect our vulnerabilities, our insecurities, our weaknesses, our egos. Why is that? Because society tends to attack men when we do express ourselves, when we do cry, when we do show our weaknesses. If there's something we don't like, society says a man is insecure. When we showcase our vulnerabilities to society, society uses those vulnerabilities against us, right? Which is funny to me because society is requesting men to be more emotionally intelligent now, but society hasn't been emotionally intelligent with men for a long time. So with Master Chief not only removing his helmet, him removing his armor, you get to see Master Chief because Master Chief is very self-aware. He understands that he is he's humanity's not last hope, but he's humanity's hope. He understands that that the Spartan program is very necessary because if it was not for the Spartan program, humans would have fell to the Covenant a lot quicker. So he's very self-aware of that people look up to him. Like in the video game when he's having the conversation with the pilot, I forgot what the pilot's name was, and he tells the pilot that I will not fail you. Because Chief, I think Chief, he feels responsible for Cortana. Because Chief thinks that if he was able to reason with Cortana, Cortana wouldn't have did what she did. She wouldn't have, crushed the Brute's homeworld, forcing the Banish or Atrox to come after the Infinity and Earth, the Infinity and Earth. So Chief feels like he's responsible for those events, which is the same thing with men. Like we feel responsible for a lot of stuff. Like everything that goes wrong in society, we get blamed for it. But at the same time in society, it doesn't look at men for the good things we do. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote, as men like Superman or Master Chief, the task of bearing the responsibility and being the structure of the world can be heavy. Heavy lies the crown, and heavy lies the responsibility of man. Um, Bit by bit, the responsibility that men have, it can crush you. Because as a man, the day you leave your mother's womb, and the day you become, you leave your adolescent stage as a man, the world is looking to you to achieve things, to do things, to conquer. Men like society needs men to go sign up for the military. If something happens, if World War III kicks off, Society is going to look to men to protect America, right? So that's what essentially Master Chief is. Like, from a 6-year-old child, he's bred to be a warrior, not just a warrior, but humanity's next stage. That's a responsibility. Like a lot of men, or a lot of you men that's going to watch this YouTube video moving forward, right? Men, the day we were born, and we leave our house on our mother and our father, we are tasked with carrying the next generation of society. We're tasked with maintaining society. We're tasked with fighting, defending, and losing our lives for society. See what I'm saying? A lot of that weight that us men are tasked with by God, nature, and the people, our community, assigned us with, that can be heavy. See what I'm saying? That's why I say heavy lies the crown. Why do you think they say heavy lies the crown? Because as a king, or a leader, or a man, or a family man in your a head of your household, you're going to be judged by what you can't do. Shout out to the anger man. Anger man says that man is judged what he can't do or what he hasn't done, and he's not praised for what he has done and the achievements he has accomplished. So even as a head of your household, or a soldier that's fighting and dying for your country, a president of your country, or a mayor, a governor, so long as you're a man and you're dealing with masculinity, you're you're never going to be praised or be thanked for what you sacrificed. It's always going to be what you haven't done yet, or what you haven't done for me. Even though you've done 1,000 things for people, they're always going to talk about that one thing you didn't do. See what I'm saying? So that's what I like about the armor coming off of Master Chief, because you get to see a human being and not a war toy. Because basically that's what the Spartans were in season one, when they had the emotional pellets in their back. They were just basically war toys. You know what I'm saying? Tools of, it's basically that, a tool of war. Is what the Spartans were bred to be. That's all they knew. Tools of war. You know what I'm saying? You never seen when Chief cried or he had any emotions. Any of that. Not even the game. In the game, when Chief found Spartan Griffin, right? And Spartan Griffin died. Like, even in the game, when you had the controller, you could feel Spartan Griffin's heartbeat through the controller as he was fading away. Yeah, you was able to feel Chief's emotions through the armor. And even the AI that he had, the weapon, she was somewhat able to sense or read what was going on with Chief. That's why she asked if Chief was okay. But you didn't see it. You didn't see the human. You saw the armor. You didn't see the human being, right? Um, and as men or masculine men dealing with masculinity, when we don't find peace, love, or respect in our communities or our societies, it it um it causes, like right now, it causes men to feel unappreciated. It causes men to not want to go, to not want to keep going. You know, yeah, a man has to find peace and that internal thing within himself to keep him going and keep him driving, but at the same time, keep on sacrificing and being this tool of war, these this toy for society to use. It drains a man, especially when nobody, the same society you're fighting and dying for, they don't appreciate you for it. They don't respect you for it. They don't for it. And that can have a heavy toll on men. That's why I say it's not traditional masculinity that's the problem. It's society that's the problem. Because society does not or no longer respect traditional men. Right? Um, with Master Chief, we get to see a man uh, that was invincible, because the Spartans, the feats that they could do, especially Master Chief, it would seem as that these they're invincible. A lot of you men, some of the feats that you've been able to do, it would seem as if you're invincible, right? So with Master Chief, we see him get to be invincible. We see him fall. We see him fail. We see him lost, like when Vanek died, right? Vanek died. He expressed how he felt how Vanek died. And then we get to see him rise again. That that essence right there is masculinity. A man being invincible at one point, falling and failing and losing, pushing forward and rising up again. Because masculinity is not just about winning all the time and being tough. It's about failing too, learning from your failures and picking yourself back up again. That's why when you bumped as a kid, or if you're a boy, and you scraped your knee on the ground, or you bumped your foot toe on something, your dad told you to get up, son, get back up. Because as men, when life hits you hard, you have to get back up. You can't sit there and allow your emotions to uh, keep you from moving. That's just the task of men, right? So with Chief with his helmet off and his armor off, we get to see that. And I think that's the message that we need to see in the show. I get it that the Halo fanboys, and I'm a Halo fan, right? I get it that the Halo fanboys want Chief to keep his helmet on. I get that. I understand that part. But now is a golden opportunity if men want society to see you as a human being, if you want your women to see you as a human being and have an emotional intelligence for you. I think that's the message you see in that show, right? Um, I wrote, which is what we need to see in society. Society needs to see that, yes, a man can be stoic, or he must be stoic because of the duty he has or he's charged with. But sometimes, but it's also cool for society to see a man, a stoic man or traditional man being vulnerable and having emotions and expressing them in a controlled, respectful way, right? My next talking point, Spartans having choice in their destiny. In episode 5, I loved how, well, it started from episode 4. I think with that retired Spartan that was blind, and I forgot his name. The retired Spartan that was blind, he was trying to show to Riz that there's something outside of being this Spartan or this war toy that she was. Because remember, that's all they do. Give orders, go shoot, kill, come back, and be a Spartan. That was what their mantra was. They live, breathe, they shit, they Spartan. So that Spartan in episode 4 was trying to teach Riz how to be something else besides a Spartan, right? Um, I loved how in episode 5, Spartan Riz became master of her own fate when decided to no longer be a Spartan and not allow the pain of loss to crush her along along with her, Master Chief Kai and Vanek, being Spartans all they programmed was all they knew, and being Spartan was all they were programmed to do, right? So I'm glad that with Spartan Riz, she decided her own fate. She decided to detach from that and become a new person. Which again, that is technically masculinity. Is just showcasing a female doing it. You know what I'm saying? With blue paper in the face, my bad. Right? That is masculinity. You know, because oftentimes men get caught up in what we're doing for society. We don't really tap into what we are. We don't really decide what our faith is, what our path life is as men. You know, we're doing stuff. We don't take the time to figure out who we are and make our own decisions in our own lives. So that's the message I saw on that. Spartan Riz being the decision maker in our own fate, right? The next point is Master Chief wears his armor to hide his emotions. Right. In the games, like in the games, like for example, I talked about how earlier when Spartan Griffin died, right? Or he took his last breath, and Master Chief stood there, still and stoic to the point where the pilot's pelican could not pick him up on the motion sensors, and you can feel his emotions emit or radiate from his armor. And the AI had to check on Chief to see if he's all right, right? So, in my opinion, I think that not only does the armor that the Spartans wear give him superhuman strength or protect him from external damage, I think the Spartan armor protects him, protects his tears, protects the vulnerabilities, protects his insecurities, protects his thoughts. See what I'm saying? A lot of people don't think deep on these things. Like, why does men wear armor? A lot of times you look at men wearing armor as like an intimidation tactic or to protect his you know protect him from external damage. You know what I'm saying? So again, I compare the Spartan wearing their armor to being men being stoic. You know what I'm saying? So um, although we can feel his pain radiate through the armor, like when Spartan Griffin died in Infinite, and Chief stood still to the point where he couldn't be picked up on the motion sensors for the Pelican. The only one that could feel somewhat what Chief was going through at that moment was the AI. But remember, she couldn't really feel what he was going through. She could only, read what he's going through based upon his thoughts. You see what I'm saying? She couldn't really feel it because it's an AI, right? But maybe she could, because at the end of the day, the AI is a cloned copy of Dr. Halsey's brain, so we don't know. Um, so that's my opinion about the Myrna armor. Like it, because remember, the Covenant called the Spartans demons at one point, because when the demons would attack you, or the Spartans would attack you, they didn't show any emotions with their face. And when you would take that Spartan out the game, that same Spartan would come back. See what I'm saying? So that's what I love about the Halo series, taking the armors off the Spartans so you can see that they're human beings. Especially with Master Chief. He's not a demon, he's a person, right? Um, let's look into that. Let's look into that. The Covenant, even the Banished, all they know was Master Chief's reputation. All they know him as a demon. They don't know him as a human being. Even when look at this. Even when Jacob Keyes in episode 4 of the Halo series was doing that speech, which I almost fought tears during that speech, right? And um, Jacob Keyes introduces John 117, the Master Chief, to the UNSC for the first time. Did you see how their reaction to know that, yo, wow, Master Chief is actually, even though this Spartan, he's an actual human. So they had more, so it kind of inspired them more to know that, okay, this person that we've been looking up to as our hero, he's actually flesh and blood like us too. A lot of y'all guys miss these stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of, even what you red pill guys with the Matrix movie, which I'm gonna do a video on that, y'all miss some stuff from that too. Especially in the context in regards to women. Y'all missed that one too. But I'm gonna get into that in the next video or next live, right? Um, the next focal point is we know why Chief is broken, right? Because Chief put that Chief is broken because most men carry the burden of being humanity's hope. Like most men today, we believe everything is our fault, even things beyond our control. In my opinion, Chief blames himself in both the series and the game. Right? I put in the game. In the game, he blames himself for. Forgive me, the nature is blowing my paper all over the place. In the game, he blames himself for Katana. He believes that he's the reason with her becoming rogue. Like he believes that he could have stopped Cortana from becoming this rogue AI and what you call blowing up. Because the reason why Atrax were not humanity or Earth or Cortana was because Cortana destroyed Atrax's whole world, right? And then Cortana destroyed the Spartan 4 installation when their Spartan 4 was training. So Chief believes that all of this is his fault. And the thing that Chief has to realize is that there's things he can't control. He's just a Spartan. He's just a human. He's a Spartan in a highly advanced armored equipment, but at the end of the day, he can't control everything that happens. You see what I'm saying? So I think the reason why Chief is broken is because he lost a lot. He's seen a lot of people die. He's seen a lot of his friends die, like Sergeant Johnson in the game. He was reunited with Blue Team. According to the books, Kelly and Dr. Halsey, they were locked into the world of Onyx, right? And, he got reunited with them, thankfully, right? So yeah, Master Chief has lost a lot. And in the Halo series, you see him lose Vanek, you see him lose Reach, a place that Reach in the series was supposed to be humanity's hope or beacon of hope. He lost Riz. He didn't really lose Riz to death. She just didn't want to fight, but towards the end of episode 5, he shares with Riz that, you're the last, you're what I have left. Because he wanted Riz to fight, to keep fighting, and Riz didn't want to fight anymore. So it was like he looked at Riz, and it was an emotional moment between him and Riz. And he was like, you're the only thing I have left. Because he lost Vanek, he thought he lost Kai, he lost Reach, he lost Jacob Keyes, that Jacob Keyes was supposed to be like a father-like figure to him, right? But he lost that. He was just by himself. He's now by himself now. So I guess they're going to go with the story where you get to see, they're building up to make you see why Chief is broken the way he is, or why he became a loner the way he is. We don't know. We've yet to see the next episode, which I can't wait to see because I'm invested in the Halo series, right? I love the interaction between how I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into that into a bit. Into what I didn't like about the series, right? In the game, Chief and Blue Team that consisted of Fred, my bad. Chief and Blue Team that consisted of Fred, Linda, Kelly, had more of a family bond and family interaction and family love for each other, right? Where, Fred, Linda, Kelly, and Chief, they all spoke highly of each other, right? They all spoke with respect to each other. They all had love for each other. They had compassion for each other. As opposed to this Halo series show, like Chief, with Silver Team, with Kai, Riz, and Vanek, it wasn't really like a family thing, or it wasn't really like a family bond. It wasn't like it was a kind of love or compassion. It was just Chief being aggressive and condescending to Silver Team, as opposed to in the games and the books where Master Chief had more of a like family respect and that you call compassion for his team. Like in Halo Legends, where Samuel died, right? And I think, who was it? Kelly? I think Kelly was expressing that, I'm glad I had this helmet on so nobody can see me cry for the loss of Samuel. So when you look at Halo Legends, when you look at the games, when you read the books, the Spartans, or Chief interaction with the Spartans, especially his team, was more of a family bond. You see what I'm saying? Especially when they were in Halo Legends, when they were training together. It wasn't it wasn't aggressive like he was on the TV show. That's which I didn't like that part. Because if their intention of the show was to show, Spartans being humans and Spartans, having a certain bond of love for each other, You shouldn't have made Master Chief be aggressive and condescending. Which in season 2, I think they did repair that. Like if you look at episode 4, where Master Chief gets reunited with Riz, and he gets reunited with Valnick. Like when him and Valnick met each other again, it was like, yo, I'm glad to see you. Glad to see you. Because Valnick, it's like they made it to seem as if he was his homeboy. That's how their vibes or interaction was with each other. Good, right? Um, and also, in the games, like in Halo 5, they cared for each other. Like in the beginning of Halo 5, when Master Chief and Blue Team goes to I guess deal with that station in space, and Fred was concerned about Chief's mental health. He was like, this many missions in one week. You got to check on his mental health. And Fred checks on Chief to say, "Oh, you okay?" Right? The other part in Halo 5 where Chief and Cortana they meet for final time before Cortana puts Chief into that orb or that spirit or whatever, right? And as Cortana is approaching Chief to go have a conversation with him, Linda steps in front of Chief to kind of protect Chief from Cortana. Right? So that right interaction right there lets me know that they had some sort of family bond. But in the Halo series, TV series, you didn't really see that. Like, trying to think, you didn't really see that. Like in that interaction between Kai and Chief in episode 4, or Visegrad. Yeah, Visegrad, where Kai was trying to address Chief as his friend, and Chief was like, "Yo, I'm not looking for a friend. I'm looking for I guess a soldier or Spartan." See what I'm saying? So that's what I kind of disagree with or don't like about the interaction between Halo Chief with Silver Team and Master Chief with Blue Team. It's like Blue Team, they have more of a family bond, and with the Halo series is like Chief and his team have more of I don't know how to describe it, um, like a more aggressive, condescending relationship with each other. You know, more like, we Spartans this, and we a Spartan program, and I don't know how to properly describe it, so forgive me. Um, all right. Um, I did like how Master Chief and the Spartans needed a pellet to control their emotions, because in the games and the books, they didn't really need a pilot to control their emotions, because they're already in control of their emotions and how they felt already. In the game, in the Halo series, it made it seem as if like they didn't know how to have emotions and keep their emotions in check. Because you got to remember, in with the Spartan tools in Halo, the game and the books, they had emotions and they were in control of their emotions, right? They didn't need to have a pilot to help them control that. As far as in the Halo series, they did the pilots to help them, which the pilots wasn't really there to help them control their emotions. It was more to help them be more of a mindless war toy for the UNSC to deploy and use, really and truly. Um, that's why when you saw Kai, especially with Kai, when she was experiencing her new emotions, she didn't know how to respond to it because she never had those emotions before. Same thing with Valnick, same thing with Riz, right? Even though Riz and Valnick, they were more in control of themselves, and Master Chief was more in control of himself. But I think with that, see, with us regular humans, right? Because that's what the Spartans are. They're not really regular humans anymore. They are superhuman. Um, with us as regular humans, we have to learn how to tame our demons and tame our emotions. If we don't, especially men in society, as men, we have to learn. As men, we can get so angry that we can become like the Hulk, Superman when he's going berserk, or Batman when he gets angry. So as men, we have to constantly keep our emotions in check. That's why we can still be human and not get over emotional, but still have emotional, which is what I liked about Master Chief in the Halo series, because even though he was showcasing you emotions, he was still able to be stoic and be ready to go and handle business at the same time, which is a balance between being traditional man and being vulnerable. I'm not trying to get rid of a man being traditional and stoic, but at the same time, I wanted to showcase human side too, so you could get a balanced human, right? Um, I like how Chief talked more, especially in episode 5. When he spoke to Vanek, when he spoke at Vanek's funeral, he gave Vanek a eulogy, right? He expressed his love for his fallen brother, and at the same time, he expressed how he would avenge his brother. Like in the final, like when he last thing he said to Vanek before they did the ritual, he said to Vanek, something to the effect of, "Your fight is not over, and I will be your weapon now, and I will find those that did this to you and end them." So I'm saying you get to actually see Chief what he thinks like and how he thinks. We don't see that in the Halo games. We rarely see that in the Halo games. I don't think we see that in the books, right? Even the relationship between Dr. Halsey is something between the relationship between Dr. Halsey and Master Chief. In the series, it was more of like a well, it started off as like, Dr. Halsey having this ultimate control or manipulation over the Spartans. Moreover, a like, because in the game or in the books, Dr. Halsey had more of like a motherly, like have more of like a uh, mother and child relationship with the Spartans, especially with the Spartan tools. Yeah, I forgot what the guy name was, along with Dr. Halsey that was helping to train the Spartans, but I think his name was Kurt or something like that. But they both had more of like a mother and father and child love for the Spartan tools. As in the series, Dr. Halsey had more of like, even though it was like a mother and child love, it was like Dr. Halsey was more manipulating them or using manipulation tactics with the Spartan tools, as opposed to the games of the books. It was more of, you know, free will with the Spartan tools, or more of like a mother and child love with the Spartan tools. Um, I didn't like because you gotta understand. I think Master Chief in the games, um, I think he came to grips with the fact that uh, they were kidnapped as children, and he understood the fact that if that did not happen, that the Covenant would have wiped out Earth, would have wiped out the humans. Because you got to remember, if it was not for the Spartan program, the Covenant would have beaten the humans and wiped them out. So I think Master Chief in the games and the books came to grips with that. As opposed in the Halo series, it was like they were pissed off at Dr. Halsey to the point where he was going to jump up and attack Halsey and punch him in the face or try to kill her, which that stuff did not happen in the games, and I don't think it happened in the books. I didn't read all the books, but I'm going to do my research. I don't think any of that happened in the books, so I don't know what was the purpose of them putting that in the series. They didn't have to put that in the series, right? Um, which I probably think there's a reason why they put that in the series. Come to think about it, what if they put in the Halo series the relationship between Dr. Halsey and Master Chief? Because Master Chief kind of being like, no, Dr. Halsey kind of being like Master Chief's mother or the Spark program's mother. What if they put in that series or hidden that Halo series that the reason why Master Chief is so toxic and doesn't know how to be in touch with his emotions is because of women. Think about it. Because oftentimes you hear in society, where men will say, well, the reason why I'm not vulnerable with my woman is because my woman is going to take my vulnerabilities and use it against me and manipulate me. So what if that's the reason why they put that in the series? So food for thought. Um, I want to talk about Soren, which I like Soren. I like the character that plays Soren. I'm a bit a fan of the character that plays Soren for a while now, right? I like Soren's character, and they're probably going to build Soren into becoming Sergeant Johnson, because Sergeant Johnson, he was a part of the Orion Project, or he was the Spartan 1 program, right? Soren, he's a Spartan 2. His augmentation just failed, right? So I'm interested to see where Soren is going to go, because if you watch episode 4, Dr. Halsey's conversation with Soren, Dr. Halsey was like, Soren, yo, I saw that you had potential, you had focus, you were more determined, you had leadership, which is supposed to be true because Soren became a whole pirate leader, or as he would say, a small business owner, right? So I'm interested into seeing where Soren is going to go, because in episode 5, um, something happened with his son. I'm not going to really spoil it. Something happened with his son and the UNSC. So I'm curious to see what happens, what Soren is going to do about that situation, how his wife that he's with is going to handle that situation. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. You got to go watch the episode. Um, so I'm curious to see where Soren is going to go, what part he's going to play. If there's going to be a season 3 to the Halo series, what part Soren is going to play. I believe he's going to play Master Chief's version of a Sergeant Johnson. Or who knows? They might fix his augmentations. They might fix Soren's augmentation and he might become a Spartan 2 or something. Right? Ooh. I'm gonna spoil something. Right? So Kai at the end of the episode 5, Kai is seen with Ackerson training the next generation of Spartans, the Spartan 3s. Chief believes that Kai is dead on Halo Reach. So I wonder what Chief is going to feel towards Kai that he finds out that Kai is training the Spartan 3s. Because I think Ackerson believes that Master Chief is dead. Master Chief, Dr. Halsey, and all that was on Reach is dead. You know what I'm saying? So I guess from what I heard from the books, Ackerson hated Dr. Halsey, and he had tried to kill the Spartan 2 program so he could Master Chief. So I'm thinking. So I wonder what's going to happen. It's going to be a wild ride. Um, but yeah, this video was a redo from the video prior. I was in a bad set, and I like present a good video, not for the present, just for the present audience, but for the audience that's going to watch this to come, right? But yeah, that's my take on why I think. No, not why I think. Why I agree with Master Chief's helmet, and not only his helmet, his armor coming off. Because you cannot have a Halo series show trying to show you things that happen or events that happen outside of the games and the books, even if they were to go along with the exact story. You're going to eventually have to see Master Chief's helmet off. You can't have him do civilian life with his armor on the whole time. You can't have Master Chief walking around the UNSC with his helmet on, with his armor and his helmet on all the time. You're gonna have to see his emotions. And in my opinion, the message that I get from the series is being able to see Master Chief, who's a man, behind the armor, and behind the super soldier program, right? Like when Dr. Halsey and Riz were having that conversation. No, yeah, Dr. Halsey and Chief was having that conversation when Riz was laid out on the slab table in episode 5, and Chief was like, "Is this a person? Or is that a human? Or is this some type of tool that when it dies, it stays on the battlefield?" Right? So, so that to me, that Halo series, if y'all really paying attention to it, it's a message. It's a message to show you that, yeah, stoic men or traditional men. Like again, I compare that Master Chief Murder armor to men's armor being stoic. Because as men, we put up an armor around our insecurities, we put up an armor around our vulnerabilities, we put up an armor um, around ourselves. Because we can't really express ourselves to our women, to our society, to things around us. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the message with that show. That men being able to be stoic, find a balance between being stoic and being men, and at the same time being vulnerable and expressing himself. And with that said, my name is Kishani Gamer Nation. Like, share, subscribe. Um, yeah, y'all have a good one. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy wherever you're at. Um, yeah, have a good one.